wonder if I made this in 1990, 89, sometime when Turtles Records existed and gave out stamps. What am I doing? I'm looking at tapes. I think that's his Spanish language, SP Lang. And I think this says can anyone read it? Looks like ATH MACH to me. I don't think I have a cassette player anymore. I remember something I did for fun. I set up, my grandmother lost her vision. I just started thinking about what can be learned from spending time with older people. And that's our own mortality. A lot of things get pushed from our minds on a daily basis in order to make it. But I do remember when my grandmother, for part of the end of her life, had no eyesight. She had macular degeneration and I think cataracts. And anyway, I gave her, I would buy these like old time radio cassettes, and I gave her a cassette player that I set up really simply. She could see a little. And I used like red duct tape to sort of indicate the 2 or 3 places that she needed to touch. And I have a Keroppi cassette tape. I've got mixtapes that I don't know what's on them. This is even old to me. This was something that I would have found, like, of my mom's and just held on to. Used, appropriated, stole during a time period when I needed all the cassettes I could get my hands on. Things I've stolen from my mother. Oh, here's one of them. So after my grandmother died, I lived in her house. So I'm the one who. That's where I would have picked this up, cleaning up her life. Depeche Mode. Oh no, it's ABC Up. I don't know this album, but I probably would have bought it just because I recognized the band. Maybe it was a good price. Oh, this belonged to my ex-boyfriend. It's, like song rehearsals. My college girlfriend made me a lot of mixtapes. I act like I don't have a tripod. It's right there. God, I had no idea how many mixtapes my college girlfriend made me. It's just what we did. Here's a single. The Doors. I remember burning the paper to make it interesting. I didn't have a CD player in my car, so I guess that's the explanation. Oh, but this is not what it says it is. I took Chinese briefly. Hi. I haven't been feeling well. I still don't feel well. I'm preparing to move out of my place. I'm going through weird things. I'm not really sure. I'm not on top of things. This is my energy level, and I didn't set up any kind of microphone, so I'm just blah. But I turned this on. I don't know. I just turned it on. Radio mix. Oh, I know. These are recordings of me when I had a radio show. I could keep that, I guess. I mean, I'm probably not going to keep any of this stuff. I have a French cassette that I've had since I was 17. If I like anything that so at one point I thought I would go through cassettes. Oh, I remember making this mix when I lived in New York. The case is a photo that I got developed somewhere. At one point I thought, so my library has things that you can commandeer and convert from cassettes to USB. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff. You can get your home movies. I don't think any of this is really worth doing, but I thought it's on my maybe, who knows list. Somewhere there's a really cute green cassette that goes in there. When I move, since I'm going to be, not exactly homeless. I have 2 offers of places to stay, but I'm just not keeping much of my own stuff anymore. So it's kind of a big deal to go from having a lifetime's worth of stuff to not. To being able to live out of a couple of suitcases. So it's a lot to figure out. I don't know why I've taken all these out of a box and put them on top of me. My pain levels are so high that I can barely think. And I'm really not good at keeping in touch with people. And some friends handle that pretty well, and other friends get angry. And it's really put me in a certain... I can't answer that question. It's really put me in a certain... I tell you the thing about media, or, what makes MP3s superior to all these other physical media. What's in the cases don't match what's written on the outside of the cases. And of course, at some point, I just packed them up in a hurry and didn't care. There was a time when I thought some of this stuff was important. Look how old this cassette is. I'm a hoarder in a sense that I can't... I'm a hoarder in a few different senses. One, I think waste is criminal. I think having, like, it doesn't matter. But anyway, 20th century hits. I mean, what in the hell? No, I'll just put all these back in the box. I think maybe what I'm doing right now, I'm just visiting with these things before never seeing them again, which is fine. I'm not emotional about losing these cassette tapes, and I'm not emotional about having held on to them for so long. There's a way in which, for a lot of my life, I don't think I do have anything to play these anymore. Which is why I was saying, like, if any of them were, like, really appealing, I could take them to the library and copy them to thumb drive. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. This just isn't what... There was a time in my life when I liked holding on to stuff because I thought that I would do something with it someday. And that includes, like, I've got a lot of stuff from my family, some of which might be valuable, but I'll leave it up to others to figure that out when I hand it over. I recently bought a microphone that I use sometimes, like a clip-on lavalier microphone, but I have it charging. It goes into the one hole, so like, I don't know the way. Oh, came with the stereo. I bought a stereo from my friend, so I guess I kept whatever mix he had in it. I'm sentimental. Or I have been. There's a lot of things that could be fun. Like, it would be fun to pick up these old things and play them, like, for a podcast. You're asking about the microphone. Yeah, I got the microphone for these so that I could walk away from the recorder and have better sound. And eventually, I mean, I said I didn't know where I was moving, but I'm aspiring to move to Mexico. And I think it could be fun for me to do videos of what it's like, what my life becomes. So because I'm aspiring to move to another country, that's the reason that I don't have, that I'm not keeping much. So every other time that I've moved, I mean, yes, I'm okay. If you want to use the word hoarder, but I haven't had to get rid of things because I've always gotten rid of things every time I move, but I also hold on to things. I think it's fun to, thank you. Sometimes, I used to like it more, but thank you. Like, I've been pulling things out of cabinets. Okay, so like, that was my grandmother designed that, and it was in her house, and I didn't retrieve that, but the person who bought the house gave it to me and said, this was, I remember, your grandmother making, having this made. And anyway, so that butterfly thing sits there. Anyway, but I mean, just like random things like these, all this stuff, everything. I didn't buy any of this stuff. So I did buy the chair I'm sitting in, but for the most part, most of my life I've had furniture that I didn't buy. So, it's not 100% my taste, but I didn't think that was important. Well, one reason you haven't seen me is that in the summertime, I rarely wear clothes. It's way too hot where I live. And that's why I came out now before it gets too hot. I'm gonna have to move soon because it's summer in Florida. I got some weird good news yesterday. This is so weird. Shows my completely self-centered point of view. Oh, have you heard of Duran Duran? Rio? Anyway, very 80s, like the quintessential 80s band, kind of, Duran Duran. So two of my friends who I do plan to stay in touch with in this life are coming into town this weekend because they're from here, and one of them's dad is dying. And so, on the one hand, that sucks. Although, he's had Alzheimer's, so his life lately has been, it's been emotionally draining, I don't know. I'm not anti-death. Natural death. I'm anti-murder. But I think anyway, that's not what I meant to get into. So my friend's coming into town, and I don't know, in their 80s, and And so I'm like glad that they're coming into town. Because I want to give them the opportunity to, there's some art that they like, and, I'll just give them some things. And I don't know, it's kind of weird because, okay, so here I am selfishly like, I know they're going to want to talk about what they're going through. And I'm thinking, but I want to talk about what I'm going through. Yes, I'm being selfish. It's always difficult for me to have sympathy because I don't know what it's like to love a parent after growing up. Back when I was dependent on my mother, I loved her. And then once I became grown, that came to an end. And I didn't know my dad until adulthood, and I was glad that we made a relationship out of nothing, but I can't say that I loved him. I've had this difficulty, like I don't know what love is, my whole life. And I don't know how to, I just feel like I know so many people who hate losing their parents, and I'm sitting around waiting for my mom and uncle to go because they're horrible. And they both have dementia, but they've always had money, so their bodies are better taken care of than mine, who I've never been able to afford healthcare. So they're just rich Republican. Anyway. I don't know how to love bad people. And that's one of my problems with some of my friends. So anyway, at least the people who are coming, I think, are good people. This would have come from when I worked at a radio station. We wouldn't have played it. It just would have come in the mail. Radio stations receive lots of stuff. Well, back then. That, whether it fit their format or not. And we could keep stuff. So it's hard to describe people as evil, but I'm from, in my demographic, the people that I've known, that I've been physically closest to, are bigots. And they come in different varieties, Some of them are, anti-gay and racist. Some of them are in denial. Some of them are proud. Some of them think they have legitimate reasons for their opinions, but I think growing up gay and being different I don't know, but that's the reason that I give for why I've been on the side of the little guys, the downtrodden, forever. I don't know. I think it comes naturally to kids. I remember learning, like when I first learned about like the pilgrims and Indians at Thanksgiving. I remember being as a little kid and thinking, well, how could you not be on the side of the Indians? And I feel like, isn't that the way kids are? Yeah, my life's been a mess. Um, I didn't come out to myself until almost 30. I lived a largely sexist life in my 20s. And before that, I had sex with women. I was a serial monogamist because I felt I couldn't be comfortable being intimate unless we were emotionally intimate. So, because I was insecure and I used to keep a picture. Like, it amazes me now what I looked like when I was so insecure. I mean, this is not a great photo, but yeah, I could do better. I don't know where. I guess I no longer keep pictures of me in high school around. I used to keep one to refer to all the time and point to and say, when I looked like that, I was, you know, anyway. Um, I was with my family, my mom's super religious. Neither of these people are my mom. My mom was the one taking the picture. One person's like a non, I don't even know these people. My mom would um my mom loved to take trips for religious reasons, but it got me to Europe a few times and to Mexico with her, which is and that was her last trip before her mind went to where she can't do things like that anymore. She can't do anything anymore. Her two of her grandchildren have gotten married and she was not invited because she was, I mean, you say nice things. Um no, she's actually pretty sweet in terms of, I mean, she's difficult, but she and my uncle both have the same politics, but my mother is more concerned about being polite and everyone feeling comfortable. So my mother's never someone who calls people, you know what I mean? Like she doesn't um, she doesn't she values like, does that make what am I trying to say? She values peacefulness, you know. So no, she wasn't invited because she can't handle travel. Like her brain is so um unpredictable that I can't imagine. I wouldn't go through airport security with her. Like I have no idea how she would react or what she might say. And she's got like no short-term memory. Hey, so remind me where you are because at first I thought you were someone else, and then I don't know if you want to tell me that, but uh, are you are you well, let me just, are you someone, yeah, okay. You're the foot person, right? um um yeah. Okay. um and you're 22, so I don't know what I don't know what all I want to, how much I feel like I want to explain, but um what's a win? Oh, that I remember. Not that I don't talk to that many people. Um, I used to think I used to think it could be fun, like I could have two tiers. Um, like I could have, like, okay, like I would have my own site first of all, so I wouldn't have to worry about corporate policies, and I'd stream, and I'd have like some videos labeled, you know, nude, and just let people deal with it. But I'm I'm nutty, you know, and the the city that I'm looking into, yeah, the city, I guess OnlyFans. The city I'm looking into moving to in Mexico is has a cooler climate than here. So so I'll wear clothes. So, but there's a nude beach that I'm looking into where I could spend some of my time. I'm figuring I'm just gonna be somebody who maybe moves around. I don't know what I can do because I don't have much money. It's, but I'm hoping when I sell this place, I owe money, but I should be able to make some. I don't owe too much, so but well, I think, yeah, I mean, I've been looking into Airbnbs, and that is not a very economical way of living. They're overpriced, you know. But the good things about them are that you pay one price and you get electricity, water, you know, facilities for cooking, and Wi-Fi, and and you don't have to figure all that out. So I tell you, because I want to leave the United States, and I think I want to have a home base and not live in a van. There's a lot of inexpensive buses, and even like to rent a car for a week in Mexico is not very expensive. So I don't think I want to own a car. So I think I just wouldn't have a car. I'd walk or take the bus. Um, I'm nervous about, so yeah. Um, I do own a bicycle. So because I want to move to another country, I don't think I'm going to take very much with me. But that's okay. I Things are inexpensive. Like I don't need to bring my US bike. Uh I don't need to bring any of this stuff. Um I like bikes too. And I've looked into like e-bikes cuz then you can go farther, you know? You can have, but some of them are really expensive, and they don't have enough range to go. Like I'm already imagining where I would live and things I might want to do on the weekends, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." So, but I think if I do want to go far out of town, I would just take a bus, or if I want to go somewhere that the bus doesn't go, I could rent a car. Um, I had forgotten. So when I wasn't sure who you were, so I guess you don't know. I mean, I have some health problems, and I can't afford medical treatment in the United States, and um, and I have a lot of like my sister is wealthy, and I have wealthy friends, and sometimes they give me help. Like this phone is on someone else's plan, paid for by someone else. But I feel I have difficulties with people. Yeah, that's one of the big reasons that I want to leave. But I mean, I also, I don't know. I mean, you're young and you're not from here, but I don't like the um I don't like what's going on in my country. So, um but as is, it's always the case, like we depend on the people who have money. I mean, like back when I used to sell paintings, but basically, like we need money to live. So therefore we gotta like please the people who have money so they can be willing to give it to us. Otherwise, we're gonna die. But yeah. And it's getting worse, and I don't believe that anything can be done to improve it, honestly. So my solution is to move away And I think Mexico is a beautiful and charming country. Of course, it has its problems, every country does, but there are there's a the the only culture in the US is capitalism. And that's not true other places. I mean, the only culture in the US is white supremacy and capitalism. Um, um, no, and no, it's really destroying the country from within. Well, oh, of course I voted for the other one, Kamala. I always vote for the candidate on the left, although, I mean, that's debatable, but I felt terrible. Oh my gosh, that's when I decided to move. Before the like I have a loan on this place and it has to be renegotiated this year. And before the election, I kind of made a deal with myself and I said, if the election doesn't go well, I won't take the steps to renew the loan. I'll get out. So that's what I'm doing. But but my health prevents me from moving quickly on the things I intended to do, like sort through stuff. And even like if I don't sort through all my stuff, I can just hand it over to others and say, sell it, donate it, give it away, trash it, whatever. I could do that. But like I feel so bad I can barely do the stuff that I need to do. Like if I'm gonna move away, at the very least, I need to pack up stuff that I'm keeping, and I just can't seem to do it. And when friends come, they are, I mean, like, it's hard for friends to do boring stuff. Like, friends come and they want to go out or, they want to be entertained. I am afraid. I'm afraid of running out of money. I'm afraid of, I'm not even fluent in the language, but I know some and I'm motivated. But I mean, mostly I'm afraid of the fact that every day I'm in pain and I'm alone. I have a boyfriend even, but he's not in a position to help. What makes you say that? Have you not heard of Spanish? No, some people, yes. You're young, and it sounds like you're still trying to decide. May I ask you a personal question? Well, I'll ask it, and you don't have to answer, obviously, but are you religious? And I wonder if that or your culture interferes with how you feel about relationships and sexuality. Same in my family. Different religion, probably, but, well, I don't know. But if I had to guess, I would guess you're Muslim. Um, but my family, um, my family is Catholic, but very strongly against, really against all sexuality, to be honest, but except for married and making babies. Aw. Um, I'm gonna surprise you and show you something I happen to have. Um, I've only glanced at it, but I do have a copy of it. Um, no, no, I don't know if I ever will, but because I'm not really looking. I grew up Christian and I walked away from it, and I'm not really looking to replace it. But I just I like to know. I'm open minded in terms of what other people believe. Yeah, I've heard that. I just Yeah, I just like to be open minded. I know. I mean, growing up, I didn't know very many different types of people, but now I do. Do you think it has something to do with the internet that makes younger people more open minded? Check this thing out. These were toys in the 90s from Japan. That's nice that you have open-minded parents. I did not. So I was really like I really hated myself in adolescence as I, tried to fight my attraction